Oh joy, it's the football episode. Yay! Can't seem to get away from football today. Ah, but I kid. This is actually much more enjoyable than any football game I've ever seen in my life. Especially because once again, Fluttershy just shines in this episode. From her surprising athleticism to her freak out on the train, she is doing really good. I don't know if it's like the new writers really like her or they just felt it's time for her to get her due, but I officially declare this the season of Fluttershy. But of course you can't count out Pinkie either, because she was great in her own right. Although I'm not sure why Applejack was surprised that Pinkie could make a shot from anywhere. Has she not learned at this point that she just laughs at physics? What was surprising was Snails being good at the game. Or, anything. So I guess he's not completely useless after all. Unlike that jerk Snips. How I loathe him. Anyway, this was a really fun episode, despite the moral being something we just went over a few episodes ago. What is it about Applejack and Rainbow Dash that makes them completely oblivious to other ponies' pain when they get into their competitive streaks? Whether they're fighting against or with each other, whenever there's some competition on the line, they just zone everything else out and it's all about them and winning. I mean, the second they started putting pressure on Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy, that's when the latter two started messing up. And that is a good lesson for the audience to learn, because some people just don't handle pressure well. And as a culture, we do get too caught up in winning sporting events. It's all well and good to say it doesn't matter if you win or lose, it's how you play the game, but really, how many people actually follow through with that logic? So yes, there is a good lesson to be learned here. But as I said, we just did this with Cart Before the Ponies. And already some were claiming that Applejack, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity had learned a similar lesson before that. So how many times does this need to be nailed into their thick skulls? It's just kind of the hit or miss of this season, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't call any of the episodes bad, it just feels like we're treading the same ground a lot. But even that can't take away from the sheer fun of watching Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy just, have fun playing the game. It was great to watch Fluttershy's confidence grow throughout the thing, and that tail dodge of hers really is a good move. Although, given what she and Pinkie Pie were doing, I have to wonder how strong are Pony's tails? Or does that just apply to characters voiced by Andrea Lieberman? Speaking of, it hit me about halfway through the episode that 95% of it was her and Ashley Ball. Yeah, those two were talking to each other and themselves quite a lot in this episode. That must have been a really interesting day in the recording booth. I especially loved how the last training session was basically Andrea versus Ashley. And also Richard Cox was there. Oh, and Michael Dangerfield when he got his, 2-3 lines as Brayburn? But yeah, Ashley and Andrea were able to carry this episode and make it thoroughly entertaining despite its flaws. And I wouldn't mind seeing Buckball again at some point. But hopefully not too soon. Well, that's how I feel about the episode. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and join me again when I share more of my pony thoughts.